Why have you just come to sit on me? Huh? You go back. She doesn't want to go. Okay, thank you. My name is Sir Antonio Innocent Ndongi. I am your full-time poultry plug. And guys, if you're new to our YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, like and share as much as you can. This is AIM Agriculture and this is your home. When you subscribe, that will give you an automatic notification of a new episode we upload. And AIM is always there to educate you, give you tips, give you secrets, and give you success stories in agribusiness, more so poultry. What is the profit margin in organic chicken farming? Organic chicken farming. From where I sit, my opinion, what determines you to go into this venture is the market. This business, is my market able to know that this produce, this egg I'm producing is organic? Will your market able to differentiate an organic egg and an egg that is inorganic? Is my market able to differentiate a broiler bird that is organic and inorganic? All right, let's get back home. We have to be so realistic, so true to the cause. We are in Africa. To be specific, we are in Kenya. The markets for produce in Kenya are not segmented like abroad. This video or this episode is for a farmer who wants to put up a farm in Africa. There is no single day I've taken my eggs to the market and then someone has asked me, are they organic or inorganic? Producing eggs organically comes at a cost. That means that the feed you're going to use is going to lack some vital components which are considered inorganic. These vital components help boost the growth of the bird. These vital components help mitigate chances of diseases attacking the birds. For example, coccidiostats. These are anticoccidia prevention medicaments that we introduce in the feed, because we've got this assumption, not even this assumption, this is a fact, that even in the big farms, as the handlers are handling the birds, definitely they will have a medium of this disease-causative agent getting into the GIT of the bird. As the birds are feeding and dropping their poop, they'll automatically at one point come in contact with their poop, and therefore that will be a chance of the diseases getting into the GIT of the bird. As farmers, as scientists, we are working towards optimum production. If it's eggs, then our birds should lay the maximum number of targeted eggs at a certain time. When we are looking at the production guide or the production manual, as I've elaborated it in the masterclass, we've got a column where we discuss the percentage mortality, the expected percentage mortality. That means that we expect a mortality to a certain percentage. But if this mortality exceeds that percentage, there's a problem. That is the reason why in the feed and in the water, we introduce some components, of course, which are not harmful to the human health, have got no withdrawal periods, but are not considered organic. Just because you want the birds not to die, you want to reduce the mortality, maintain that percentage mortality, and by having your birds being in production for a longer time, by having the birds producing the right amount of eggs at that time, and by having no losses, it automatically means that you are going to make a profit. So it is very difficult or very rare to find a farmer producing organic eggs. Now, you could decide that I'm going to produce organic eggs. You give your birds organic feed. Then you say, for me to avoid disease, I'm going to vaccinate my birds. Remember, most of the diseases we vaccinate against are viral. And the chances of the bacterial diseases affecting the birds are high. That is through water. Water is transparent. You could buy water, you're imagining it's fresh water, you're giving the birds. So these birds that are feeding organic feed, these birds that are drinking water, organic water, and just relying on the vaccine, it is next to impossible to practice such a venture on commercial basis here in Africa. I say no. Most people who've tried organic farming have ended up losing the entire flock. The entire flock, like literally, the entire flock is swept away. There's a disease called fall cholera. Fall cholera is not a joke. It is least talked of. We mostly pay attention to NCD, Newcastle disease. Most people practicing organic farming would want to free range the birds. When the birds free range, they are even exposed to more disease causative agents. So how will you say that AIM agriculture is producing organic eggs, taking the eggs to the market? Of course, when I'm producing organic eggs, it means that I'm producing with a very high risk, extremely high risk. My birds will not grow at the same pace like other post birds. Production will not be at par with other farmers because the other farmers are using feeds that have got specific ingredients for egg production stimulation, which are regarded inorganic. I'm going to produce a lesser amount of eggs. Therefore, for me to be in competition with my competitors, it simply means that then the price of my eggs as an organic farmer have to be higher than the inorganic. There comes the African markets, our markets, whereby most of us would want to consume based on quantity and not quality. Too bad, as we're producing as farmers, we are producing and farming as a business. To make matters worse, no single farmer would intend to produce at a loss. When you go to the egg markets, there is nowhere except the big supermarkets, which are very few. You as a farmer and me as a farmer, mid-scale farmer to low-scale farmer, with no connection, how are you going to find your eggs in these big stores? Because that's a cousin of a brother of someone, somewhere, supplying those egg markets. So for you, who is producing eggs for the common market and the common consumer, then it's high time you look at your method of production. Of course, don't produce your eggs and produce your meat in formulations or in methods that are hazardous to the consumers. You yourself could be a consumer of your produce. Imagine selling your eggs to the market, someone buys them, supplies them in a hotel, then you're meeting in that hotel for a lunch date. Then you're ordering for an omelette. So because you use the ARVs in production of your broiler meat, you're going to consume them yourself. So it is good that we produce, yes, according to the scientific principles. In case we are using such medications that have got withdrawal periods, we pay attention to that withdrawal period, yes. But then we sell our produce to the market and compete favorably. But for the moment, my take is I will not recommend any startup to invest his or her coin in organic chicken farming. The profit margins are very low. Mostly, you'll make a loss. Who loves you more than AIM Agriculture Farm does? Bye-bye.